Hello, I'm Mimi Strobel, and welcome to episode 22 of my Enigmatica 2 series here on the FTOG server, where I'm at my environmental tech void ore miner tier 5. Let's switch it up for a bit. So I upgraded my ore miner and my solar array to a tier 5, and the solar array can deliver 148,000 RF a tick, or forge energy a tick, and unfortunately I added some speed upgrades and now the void ore miner uses 306,000 FE a tick. I might take these out. But now that we have a tier 5, and this by the way is the extended reach I get from Astral Sorcery. But now that we have a tier 5 ore miner, we're getting 3 new blocks. Or 3 new items at least. We're getting the next tier crystal. The Aethium crystal from Environmental Tech, which we're going to need for the next tier. Water. We're getting iridium ore. Not much, but we got some iridium ore. If you want more, we can change the lens. And we're getting dimensional shards, which is really cool. Now, unfortunately, so this power cell can't deliver all that much and can't also absorb all that much. So we're gonna remove these and we're gonna upgrade them. The best way to process the dimensional shard, or you can always find that information in JI, and of course you can pulverize it to have 2 crusher. This crusher gives us 2. We can drop them with additional luck, so we might get 16. Technically we could get 16. I haven't actually tried that, but we could in theory have 16. So let's see if that works. 22. So that is just over 5 each. Yeah, so I did 88 for 41. That's just under 5 each. Stack mill 4, 3, and 3. And enrichment chamber just 2. So, stack mill it is. Of course, we do have Signum grinding ball, which has 120% main output and 165% bonus output. So, yeah, this is the best way to get them. We're getting like 7, 8 on average, I think, per ore, which is pretty good. We're gonna need a bunch, but we're gonna need some to turn these diamonds. 64 into infused diamonds, which we can then split here, and we can convert our power cells, which can have 5 million RF, to an advanced power cell, which can have 200 million RF, which also transfers a lot more energy at the same time. I had already upgraded the other ones in the network, and we can now have 165 million. Which is interesting, because if they can have 20 million, I must have one left somewhere that I forgot about where it's at. Oh well, we'll find it at some point. One more thing before we go back into Advanced Rocketry. I've been working on my foods. I still need to eat 19 more now to get my next hearts. Now, not yet eaten is bacon and eggs, bacon ripped chili, baked sweet potato, the bibimbap. I don't know what it is. I think it's Thai, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure Croc knows. He knows a lot about West food than I do. So yeah, I've been just working on eating different foods. So you can search on not yet eaten. So we can have one of these. You can have a beef jerky. Blackberry jelly. So just click it twice. You have to click it once to see the recipe, and you click it a second time to get the actual food. So cool. I don't know why I have copper in my hands, so we're gonna get rid of it. The next steps on Advanced Rocketry, if you look at the quest book, is to get a basic circuit, and then we can get into a chemical reactor electrolyzer to make rocket fuel, and then we can start building rockets, and a advanced circuit to get to the space station assembler. The only thing I'm missing here, oh here, there's the spacesuit. So here we want to definitely get to the workstation, the spacesuit, the fuel, and at some point also the oxygen. Now the book wants us to make a basic circuit, and if you look at the recipe for the electrolyzer or chemical reactor, they both need two basic circuits. So yeah, it makes sense. Luckily, from one cutting of a basic circuit plate we get 4, and we get one basic circuit plate from a silicon wafer with redstone and gold ingots, and we get a 4 silicon wafers from cutting machines on a silicon boule. Now last time we made silicon in the arc furnace, and we can crystallize that into a boule. We could use any of the other silicons, but no, I'm just going to use this one. So input hatch with a boule. You are not running now, you are? Ooh, that is pretty cool. We have a silicon boule, which goes into the cutting machine. And you can see it's being cut into a wafer. I mean, the machines are really cool, and the animations are really cool. And I think now we need the precision assembler with, I'm going to do 2 of them. I was going to do 4, but I decided to do only 2 of each. And make sure you're also switched on. Oh, you're fast. Already you can see the process happening for a bit. And the basic circuit is going to be cut again on the cutting machine. And this should give us in total of 8 basic circuits. And the quest completes. So now we can move on to the electrolyzer and the chemical reactor. Now you know how these things are built. There's nothing spectacular here. Let's see, we've done all of these before. We've done all of these before. Yeah, I thought so. This is the electrolyzer, and I've hooked up power and also water right there. And I guess I'm gonna need another. Yeah, I'm gonna need another conduit facade. Unfortunately, the power is on top, so I can't, unless I put it in the wall. But no. So the fluid input hatch, there's water coming in, and there's not a lot of power there. Oh, because we're only doing one of the ports. But I think I'm gonna double the power. Yep. And then I'm gonna do the same over here. Initially I'd only done one of them, but I guess it runs faster with the 2 power inputs addressed. Now this is making, it's getting water, right? We can see that, we should be able to see that from the input hatch. It's getting water from that sink below, and it's making hydrogen and it's making oxygen. And the chemical reactor does more or less the opposite. It takes hydrogen and oxygen and it makes Well, not water. It makes rocket fuel, actually. That's kind of weird. Okay, I'm gonna take you off. Okay, I was going to cover all this up as well, but I'm not going to now. Now, my only doubt is which side of the chemical reactor is hydrogen. Because I don't think... Oh, this one says just oxygen and hydrogen. I wonder if it's gonna work. We'll see. First, I'm gonna pump the hydrogen from here. Now, I'm pretty sure I can take it from there, although this looks better. Right, but I'm going to do it from here, and I'm going to disable you. You are not doing anything right now. You're not, well, you can try to extract, that's not gonna happen. So this is hydrogen, which is lime green. Extract, and that's actually, let's make it active. You're going to insert with a priority of 1 on lime green. Now you should be getting hydrogen. So this can hold 4,000 buckets of hydrogen. And maybe we should make your priority lower, but for now we're gonna also do lime green into here. And it is actually getting a bit of hydrogen, but not much. I'm going to change this around for a moment. Okay, now we're getting more in here. We're not getting any in here. And I'm going to do the same with the oxygen. And since my microphone cut out for this recording, you're getting a voiceover. I replaced this drum with the demonically gargantuan drum that we got from a quest reward at some point, because I want to have a lot of oxygen stored. I'm going to use this drum for the fuel that the chemical reactor is going to produce. The very loud chemical reactor, by the way. It's a really cool animation, but it's a really loud one. Okay, so we're gonna have fuel coming in from the bottom, and I wanna unwrench this one. For some reason didn't want to do that. Here we go. So this is going to output, let's see, what color is this? Rocket fuel, I think it's a bit yellowish. Rocket, yeah, kind of yellowish, okay. So we'll make a yellow, extract here and insert here. It's annoying that they always start with an insert on green. If you ever use the green to extract something, then, you know, whenever you place a new conduit, it's always going to fill something. Okay, so we have fuel coming in. Not terribly fast, but it's working. Now, the oxygen I want to use in our space station, so actually, do I want fuel? I think we're just going to pipe. So for now we'll leave this closed. But oxygen I want to share. I want to have oxygen available everywhere where I need it. So I'm going to place an Ender IO tank, or an Ender tank, underneath this. But the Ender tank, of course, first needs to be made private, because currently you can see that somebody else did rocket fuel on a public white Ender tank. So we'll make it private first with a diamond, and then I'm gonna color them pink, so I don't get confused when I create new tanks. One tank underneath here, where we're going to insert the oxygen. Pink. Gotta extract it from the drum. So we're gonna have a lot of oxygen here, which we really want to have, and then we can use the oxygen everywhere on our space station in the future. I also made some additional facades and make it look a little bit better. Now we have by now 1680 fuel, which is really nice. And this is running still at power 1. I was expecting this to be now at power 2 because I've got both of these input plugs connected. So I'm just going to verify that they are connected. So this one is inserting, it doesn't need to extract. This one is inserting. So this one is getting 100,000 FE and this one still has power 1. So I'm not quite sure why it has two input plugs and if there's any benefit. Anyway. Next, the questbook wants us to make a charge pad so we can charge our spacesuit, and we need to start building a rocket, so we want a rocket launch area. These are not very difficult. We need a steel fan, which is just plates and rods. We need a fuel tank, which is plates and rods, and we need some basic bits and pieces. The rocket assembly. I'm gonna make a bigger launch pad and more structure towers, but you know, you can use as much as you want to. But we will need a fueling station and a rocket assembly machine. And this is not too spectacular. Titanium rods and plates and control. Yeah, all the parts actually. Nothing. Oh yes, this is concrete, which is made from gravel and sand and water, which is not the vanilla one, but it's Advanced Rocketry concrete that we use for the launch pad, and then a bunch of steel plates for the structure, steel rods for the structure tower, and the fueling station bits and pieces we've seen before. I made the parts, not that terribly exciting, and this just needs to be attached to, well, in this case we're going to use it for oxygen. Now you could also use it for, sorry, and oxygen is on pink. You can also use this for hydrogen in case you have a jetpack. We're not going to have a jetpack, we're just going to use this to fill up the oxygen supply of our suit, which we don't have yet, but that's going to be next part. Now, launchpad, I made a lot more than I need, I know, but that's also because I have a plan. I'm going to need more of these. And we're going to make a structure tower next to it. I think, thinking here's a good idea. Now the structure tower has to begin on the ground, so let's take out that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, we can make it higher, make it smaller. Depends a bit on the rocket that we're going to build. Now, we have somebody on the server that is, we still don't know who it is, but somebody has put up a device that stops rain. We still don't know who it is. Nobody's been on, well, not many people have been online at all for the past period. Okay, so it's right next to the door is where I want to come out with fuel and power. So I'm taking the yellow output from our fuel tank and running it all the way over there along with energy all the way to here, where we're gonna have our fueling station and our rocket assembly machine. This one is getting power and this one is getting power, and this one is not getting any fuel because we need to tell this one to insert on yellow. Also, you can be insert and you can be insert. So you got fuel. And now we can build a small rocket. The suit is fairly simple to make, just some iron plates and rods and wool, and I had a ton of green wool, so why not? So full spacesuit, fairly easy. And I'm gonna put them in here for now. Oh, not there. There. Guess I don't need them just yet. And now I can swap them out if I want to. And you can see I now have 0 oxygen. And to the left you can see the status of my suit. For now, there's not much to see there. The next part is to build a rocket. That's well, it's a bit more complicated. It's not that bad. And it just wants one engine, one fuel tank. I'm gonna add a few more because I want a bigger rocket than that. The hardest part in this case, I need the guidance computer, which requires 4 tracking circuits, which I have to make in the precision assembler, each of them with a IF ender and a redstone and a basic wafer. The blend ID chip is just basic circuits with a satellite ID chip, which is just a basic circuit. So I need 3 basic circuits, 4 silicon wafers, and then the silicon wafer goes in here with redstone, IF ender, and the wafer. No? Oh, circuit plate. I need to make a circuit plate first, which requires gold and redstone, which I did bring as well. So first D. Oh, okay. I don't know what I did, but apparently I had to reassemble the machine. That should... There is something really weird going on here. It is taking the parts, but it's not taking the parts. Okay, let's switch you off. Switch you back on, like, you know, like you would do with a Windows computer. Alright, I don't know what happened there, but switching it on helped. And 4 basic circuit wafers to make the 4 tracking circuits. I decided making 4 engines and 12 fuel tanks. It's gonna be a sizable rocket. We're gonna need 1 seat. We're gonna need a satellite ID chip to turn into a planet ID chip. And we're gonna need the guidance computer. And I know I'm gonna need a linker, even though the quest book doesn't ask us for one. Let's sleep and then build a rocket. Besides these building blocks, I want to get some Futura, which I got from just a quest rewards, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna choose that. And let's see, I'm gonna want a bit of glass. Let's see if I can have a nice glass texture. Gray bordered, steel framed. I think steel framed is good. And now we can build our rocket. And these boxes are quite big, but that's fine. Fuel tanks are gonna be in between there. Okay, one more there. I think I'm gonna do the guidance computer in the center. Like this. I'll place the fuel tank back. Oh, not there. I can have my seat on top of the computer. And some glass. This. How's that? And it's the right height for this structure tower as well, which is more luck than anything else. But let's first check if it's valid. It scans And it is filled. We have enough thrust. We have 27 Newton weight and 4 Newton thrust, which is good. 4 millibucks a second of fuel, and our acceleration is going to be 0.03 meters per second squared. And now we can build it. Nice. Look. Oh, okay. Futura blocks may not be the best, although it still looks pretty cool. It's a shame the glass doesn't work. Let's okay. Let's disassemble you and replace you with normal glass. Or maybe I can just do. No, I can't. I'll keep the Futura blocks. I want to see the glass where I'm sitting. Do I need to scan it? No, I know it's going to be valid. Okay, we have glass. It doesn't have any fuel yet. And now you can either link the fuel station with the linker to the rocket, or you can link it to the assembly machine, which I've now done. And the great thing is it's now linked to the assembly machine, which is just linked to the platform. Oh. And now it's getting fuel, rather slowly, but it's getting fuel. Good. Now I need to figure out what key I have. Oh, apparently it's C. So now I'm in here. I'm actually inside the rocket on my seat, which is pretty cool. And if I press C, I can now see the same details. The guidance computer needs the Planet ID chip. It doesn't know where to go yet, so there's no destination. But now we can select one. This is our Earth. And if we look out, zoom out, we should also be able to find our moon. So let's select our moon. We now have a destination, Luna. And the planet chip has been identified has been designated for Luna. And so technically, we have fuel, we have a destination, I can now take off. Well, I would probably die. Because although I have a spacesuit, it doesn't have any oxygen yet. And that's why we have some more quests coming up here for the workstations. The suit workstation couldn't really be much simpler. It's just a crafting table with a machine structure. Now I don't know if this requires any power. I don't think it does. Cool. One thing, so there's a bunch of things that you can add to your suit. You can upgrade for hovering if you have a jetpack. You can upgrade for a jetpack. But we've got this greater flight from the special, what are they? From the chorus fruit. An anti-fog visor can be useful when we get to other planets because, you know, they can be quite foggy and this removes that. Beacons, we're not going to probably use beacons. Bionic leg means you can jump higher, and padded landing boots negate fall damage. We don't have fall damage because we have creative flight. So what we really need is oxygen tanks, and I'm going to go with the largest variety, which is titanium sheets in the rolling machine, which is also a titanium plate in the rolling machine. And I realized I wanted to have 2 of those. So first we're going to make the pretty sheets. Then those are going to turn into the plates. And the plates will turn, hopefully, to tanks. Oh, you're a lot slower now. We do have a super high pressure tank, which is empty, but that's fine. And we should get a second one coming in right now. Right, let's wear the spacesuit. And let's adjust our helmet with, I think it is the helmet, isn't it? Where we add the oxygen tanks to. Ah, no, sorry, this has to be oxygen. Okay, so now we have 2 oxygen tanks, but we still don't have any oxygen, but that's what the charge pad comes in, and it fills them up in no time. So I now have I don't know if I can see that anywhere. Doesn't tell me how much is in there, does it? But I think we have plenty of oxygen for now. Okay, I think we're set to go to the moon. For real. I'm gonna eat my next item that should give me more hearts. Yay. So with this, let me eat one of those as well, just so I heal more. Then theoretically this should now add more. I made a meta receiver and advanced power cell. I found some other ones, by the way. Some are disabled. Were disabled. For the transmitter receiver there, so the meta receiver. One for that crystal growth automation meta center at the foot. I think. But anyway, I have my spacesuit. I have oxygen. Well, worst thing is I could die. Oh no, I forgot one thing. I should have another mega torch in here. I do. And let's go during the day, because I think the moon maintains the same day-night cycle as Overworld does. And I want to have a mega torch there so I can have a safe walk around. Well, this is it. Wish me luck. Oh. Ooh. We'll see. You don't see my space station, by the way, because it's hidden because of this. I can make it visible. And goodbye, world. Space, here we come. So the game crashed as I left the Earth atmosphere, and I'm out in space. My rocket's down there. Luckily, I have created flight. And let's first place down the torch, just in case. I don't know if there's any mobs here actually, because I know some space mobs, space mods. Um, Hello, thank you. Some space mods have mobs with helmets and whatnot, but I don't know if that is here. Okay, also moon. Now, the quest book didn't tell me go to the moon. It didn't care. It doesn't know that I've been to the moon. But it knows that I need to get the lithium. And the lithium can be found in moons. So let's see what we have here. It's quite dark. I don't know if it's night. I don't know if we can sleep. We can check. No, it's not night. This is moon turf and I'm guessing oil. Yeah, it is oil. I had to enable liquids. So that's good. Let's see if we can find any caves or canyons. Now normally torches don't work on the moon for obvious reasons. There's no oxygen here for them to burn. But at least the ones in your hand with Optifine work. Mineral seems to work just fine here as well. Okay, so we're looking for... What are we looking for? Dilithium. And the lithium ore can be found on the moon, Luna, between, say, 29 and 32. So we need to go further down. Really nice caves, by the way. Oh, the lithium ore, here we go. I'm gonna do silk touch on this. Dilithium ore, which we can process into dust, or we can enrich it into crystals. We'll see. I'll get a bit more, and then I'm gonna head back to the overworld. I can use, of course, I can use my advanced charger pod, right, which I can set to go to the overworld. But I want to get my rocket back as well. Dilithium is not a rare ore by any stretch of the imagination. I haven't actually dug anywhere, I just went around the cave system and yeah, I got plenty of dilithium, okay. Now, if we go and have a look at the rocket, we still have more than half of the fuel left. We just need to now select Earth as our destination and hope that we don't crash this time. This time we didn't crash, and we're now descending back onto the planet Earth. Although the graphics are a bit glitchy, and it's nighttime, but we should be landing straight on top of our landing pad. Of course, we have to slow down our re-entry, but we're still 200 blocks above the ground. Here's our base, and we're gonna be right dead center on the landing pad. Nice! Now, I don't want to see these, thank you very much. Okay, the smoke will clear off. We still have... Oh, of course, it's refueling because it's... refueling station is linked to the assembly machine, so whatever lands here will get fueled. So, we've been to the moon. It wasn't easy. No one said it was easy. I think that's what is the Kennedy said. We're not going to the moon because it's easy. Well, we don't. Now that we've made the first step into space, I want to make a permanent settlement there. So I first want to make a space station, and using the space station we can actually travel further than just the moon. And I want to look for another planet with a breathable atmosphere that's in one of the other solar systems. So first up is getting into space itself with a space station, and that we're gonna have a look at next episode, because I think we've been doing this for long enough. So I hope you enjoyed this one. We did make it to the moon. It's quite a milestone, and yeah, I'm glad we made it. I'm glad I'm alive still and I haven't lost anything. So if you enjoyed it, please click the like button. If you want to know more about FTOG, check the links in the description. And then until next time, take care. Bye bye.